Hi everyone, thank you for being here. I'm excited to present our work, Replacing Bak Choy with Cabbage, Alternative Processes and Scenarios and Inspire Creativity in Documenting Intangible Forms of Culinary Cultural Heritage. This research was conducted by Xiaoke Zheng, Sijia Liu, and Ray Lc from Studio for Laboratory Spaces at the City University of Hong Kong. Intangible Cultural Heritage, or ICH, presents a unique preservation challenge. Unlike physical artifacts, ICH, like culinary traditions, rely on oral transmission, embodied practices, and often improvised methods. They are living processes, constantly evolving. Culinary ICH is particularly difficult to pin down. It's defined by regional diversity, distinctive techniques, and cultural meanings embedded in recipes. However, a recipe is just a starting point. Its realization depends on ingredient availability, tools, and the cook's circumstances. This leads to our core problem. How can we document ICH that is inherently dynamic and adaptive? Our study is guided by three research questions. RQ1: how can we effectively document the diversity of ICH cuisine in ways that adapt to different contexts? RQ2: how does generative AI impact practitioners' perception and understanding of their ICH cuisine? And RQ3: what challenges do practitioners face when using GenAI for this purpose? To explore these questions, we designed a series of in-person workshops. We engaged with 15 practitioners of Chinese ICH cuisines. Our methodology was multifaceted. We began with in-depth interviews about their culinary traditions, observed actual cooking sessions, and then introduced generative AI as a tool for visualization and speculation. The primary tool was ChatGPT integrated with DALL-E 3, chosen for its accessibility. The workflow was iterative. After discussing their dish and its potential variations, participants co-created visual representations using AI. Our 15 participants range from amateur cooks to professional chefs aged 26 to 60, with an average of over 15 years of experience. They represented a wide spectrum of Chinese culinary heritage, from Hakka and Cantonese to Hunan and Shanxi cuisines. This diversity was crucial for capturing a broad range of perspectives. We collected data through interviews and recordings of AI interactions with participant consent. This data was then transcribed and analyzed by multiple researchers using thematic analysis. Through iterative coding and discussion, we identified key themes from the data. So, what did we find? First and foremost, GenAI proved to be a powerful tool for documenting alternative scenarios. Practitioners used it to visualize a range of contingencies. For example, chefs working abroad describe missing ingredients, substituting Turkish chili for Chinese varieties, or using thinner cuts of pork belly, which fundamentally changes the dish's texture. They also visualize adaptations for different audiences, like reducing chili for foreign customers or replacing cilantro with parsley. A particularly interesting finding was the documentation of common mistakes, such as dough drying out or garlic burning, which one chef suggested could be a valuable teaching tool for apprentices. Finally, they explored regional variations, like different fillings for zongzi rice dumplings, or using different cooking instruments, such as clay pots from different eras, which affect the final flavor. The AI allowed them to bring these scenarios to life visually. For instance, participants generated images to see how a dish would look with alternative ingredients or methods. This process wasn't just about recording, it sparked a deeper reflection on the why behind their traditional practices. However, this process was not without significant challenges. Practitioners frequently identified misrepresentations in the AI-generated content. These inaccuracies fell into four main categories. Misrepresentation of ingredients. For example, chili peppers were shown whole instead of chopped. Inaccuracy in utensils. The AI often generated Western-style kitchen tools, like a French dough hoop, instead of traditional Chinese equipment. Despite these limitations, the interaction with GenAI had a profound impact on the practitioners answering our second research question. It prompted increased reflection. For example, when the AI generated a wrong dough hook, it led to a detailed discussion about why a specific spiral hook is essential for making buns. It also helped in reviving cultural memories. One participant recalled learning to use a Polish starter from a French pastry shop, blending techniques. Another remembered her mother's method of frying with lard, a technique hard to replicate abroad. Furthermore, it facilitated the acquisition of new knowledge. A chef unsure how to make egg dumplings for a hot pot used AI to get specific instructions, bridging a gap in his knowledge. So, what does this all mean? Our work shows that Gen AI can extend digital heritage documentation beyond static physical artifacts to capture the fluid, adaptive nature of ICH. While previous research focused on accurate reconstruction, our approach leverages Gen AI to visualize contingencies, the what-if scenarios. This aligns with the idea that ICH is not a museum piece, but a living practice that must evolve. It bridges the field of cultural heritage with human food interaction, or HFI, by using technology to enrich culinary experiences. However, we must be cautious. The cultural biases we identify are a major concern. If left unaddressed, Gen AI could inadvertently homogenize diverse culinary traditions, prioritizing mainstream representations. The inability to capture experiential knowledge and emotional depth remains a significant hurdle. Future systems need to be designed with cultural specificity and community input at their core, allowing practitioners to refine and correct AI outputs. Looking forward, our research suggests several implications. We need to design AI tools that support both preservation and creative innovation. This includes developing culturally diverse datasets and incorporating feedback mechanisms for practitioners. Future work could explore multimodal interfaces, incorporating smell, haptics, and voice to create more immersive documentation. We can even imagine using robotics or avatars to physically reconstruct culinary processes, moving from digital archiving to spatial temporal communicative action. In conclusion, our study demonstrates that Gen AI can be a valuable tool for documenting the alternative scenarios inherent in culinary intangible cultural heritage. It inspires reflection and creativity among practitioners. However, its current limitations, including cultural misrepresentation and a lack of multimodal understanding, are significant. These challenges highlight the need for careful, critical, and culturally sensitive design. Ultimately, this process is about more than just preservation. It's about enabling the continuous evolution and survival of ICH cuisine in our rapidly changing world. Thank you.